Good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome along. Studio Danji is now subscribed. Thank you for the subscription. How are we, everybody? Good evening. Welcome along. I've been messing stuff around again, so things will look different. You know how it is. How are we all? Who we got in chat? Have I got the multi-chat working? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, it is. I can see Twitch and YouTube on there. Look at that. There you go. Look at there you guys. I don't know why it's so small at the bottom, but hey, you can see everybody. Who have we got? Duxburst, hello. Dire Prism, welcome. Off-Grid. Hi, Off-Grid. Baz the Dev. Hello, Baz. Excellent. By the way, Baz, excellent work on the biscuit dunking spreadsheet that you've made for our biscuit dunking game. It's a very good spreadsheet. I appreciate it. Who we got? So that's Twitch people, I think. Who we got? Anyone on YouTube? No one's on YouTube. It's dead to me. They're all on Twitch. Fine. You can be wherever you like. So yeah, welcome along. Episode 2, everybody. Episode 2 of game... I need to name these properly. Episode 2 of Game 1, Series 1, whatever. Artindi. Oh, there you go. It's popped up now. Excuse me. Hi, Art. How you doing? Welcome on YouTube there. Woohoo, DevTales. Yeah, I haven't said it yet. I haven't said DevTales. Did I say it and not say it? I'm sorry. Sorry. DevTales. Woohoo. Automate Games. Hello, Otter. Hello. Hi, how you doing? So these arms are a nightmare because you just need to touch them. I don't know why we all keep doing it. I should just use the headset mic, but I can't help just doing this. So we'll just let everybody join. Please go and tell everybody who's not here to come and watch us. So this is DevTales. Woohoo. The follow-up. So this is going to be a bit shorter, this stream. It's not going to be as long as the first one because this is going to be more of an update stream, everybody. All right? Now, I say that knowing for the full fact that I have no intention to keep it under an hour because I chat a lot and I've got lots of tea. So we're just going to let everybody join and go from there. Moving the mic arm powers the PC. Do you know what? They should do that. It should be some sort of like pressure plate, you know, generating power for my lights or something. It's a good idea. I'll have to put it down, put it in the list. We'll have that. Definitely. No problem. I'm hoping we can complete the project. I've got loads, but my teaching course finishes soon. Everyone needs a hobby. Teaching course? What's that there? What's that, Baz? What's your teaching course? What are you teaching? What are you teaching? Baz the Dev. What would Baz the Dev be teaching? Okay, answers in the chat. What would Baz... Come on, quick, before he types it. What is Baz teaching? He's teaching something. What do you think it is? Woodwork. Cats. He's teaching cats. Hello, Smoke Sheriff. With a first-time chat of cats. Good effort. Underwater basket weaving. Good. In the UK. So I meant to say got loads on. Oh, computing. Oh, he's doing computing. He's spoiled the game, Baz. God. Outrageous. Underwater computing he's doing. Oh no, the Oreo was cracked and half of it fell into the bottom. Disaster. That is a disaster. That is like end boss game for our biscuit dunking game, that isn't it? Scraping out the... Now, okay, wait. Now, do you drink that biscuity mush at the bottom of the tea when it breaks off? Hands up. It's a bit like an oyster at the end. You gotta just open your throat and it down at the end. Who does that? Or do you throw it away? Come on. Biscuit oyster at the end. Who drinks that? Of course I do. I'm cultured. All right. Dregs oyster. I'm down. Disgusting. You disgust me. Yeah. Yeah. Go some weird places, this chat out. You lot are weird. Art says it's the best part. Oh, the best part. Do you purposely break your biscuits and let them sink to the bottom? I got myself a spoon. A spoon. See, having a spoon sucking up the dregs of the biscuit at the bottom of the tea feels like eating a burger or a pizza with a knife and fork. Come on, it's not something you do, is it? It's something you do to look good in front of other people, where really you should just be necking it. No one does that. Stop that. Stop that, Dyer. Stop it. Is that what you do in Denmark, is it? Is this, am I learning more Denmarkisms? People keep telling me the Danish are weird. If it's an Oreo, though, probably dipping it in milk yet. No. Milk's a terrible dipper. Who's dunking stuff in milk? It's rubbish. You need the heat. Hot milk, I could understand, but that's terrible. You may as well just have tea. Milk's a terrible. Milk doesn't get soaked up. It needs the heat. We're professional dunkers around here, all right? I'm not having any of this milk malarkey. I'm glad I can edit this out after. It's good, isn't it? I love editing. Right. Should we somewhat get on with it, everybody? Somewhat get on with it. Now, I want you to have your thinking caps on, because I'm going to ask you a question about the last show, and you're going to have to remember, or I'm just going to switch off, all right? So I want you to remember this, okay? But I'll get started. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to remember. So get your thinking caps on. Call us MJ, because we're all about the donkey. What? We're all about the dunk. Donkey. I can't even read. My eyesight's that bad. We're all about the milk is awesome after you turn it into cheese. Jesus, this is not massively game related, is it? But it's okay. Well, it is game related. We can. If this was an expense for a business, we could put this under game research. I didn't watch the last show, so I'll just make something. Make something up. That's fair enough. Damori, hello on YouTube. How you doing? Oh, so the chat is showing up. You can see we're live on Twitch and YouTube, everybody, as you probably know. Well, Art, you're gonna be. We'll do a little catch up. What we'll do, we'll bring the developer in. We'll do a little catch up, just a quick minute catch up of what's going on for people who weren't here last month. Don't forget, this is a monthly show. So we'll do a little quick catch up, what's going on, and then we'll just see where we are. So this is, like I said, this is episode 2. This is the update episode. So we're going to be going back, seeing where the developers got to, seeing if they have achieved the updates that they wanted to achieve, and to see what's happened in the last month with the game and what's been going on. So that's what we were doing. So let's make a start. So Rasmus, let's bring you in. Let me change scenes. I have scenes. I did make a new scene, but I haven't finished it. So you're going to have a half scene. All right, so let's move over. Whoa, hello. Oh, wow, that is messy. Look at that. Hello. Hi, Rasmus. How you doing?
Hi. For some reason, I don't really know why, but if I have the game on my screen, the stream freezes on the other one. So it's a little bit hard to sync it up. And I was hoping at least the chat was active, but actually it's not for me. So I need to jump between windows for it to actually show something.
That's right. I can ask any questions that come in. I shall read them out for you. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. But hello.
Yeah, welcome along. So it's been 4 weeks since the first show, since the debut show.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting. We got some great feedback for your game last time. I think it was really enjoyable to find out all the different questions that were coming in. So that's
I still bugging me over one of the questions, or not bugging me, but it's something that I have been thinking
Toiling
a lot
with.
about. Exactly.
Okay, we'll go over it. We'll cover that. Okay, so let's kick off the episode, and let's start with a recap. So just a quick minute, 2 minutes, whatever you want. Just a quick recap. What is the game you're making? Just give us an overview. What's going on and what stage you're at and what game it is. That'll be enough for everybody to catch up.
Yeah. So I'm creating Dino 8 Death Racing, and this will be a multiplayer battle game where you drive around in in go-karts as a dinosaur and shoot each other, and it's going to have hopefully a couple at least of different game modes, capture flag and player versus player, and free for all, everything like that.
Okay.
Last time I was here, we
now don't say what you were going to do. This is the question I'm going to ask them.
No,
I'm going to get everybody to ask. I'm going to get everybody to see if they can remember.
Okay, but I've been working on the game since I think it's like 25th of January or something like that.
Okay, yeah, so just a couple of months working on the game.
Yeah, I think when I was on the stream last time I said 8 weeks, but then I changed my mind to 10 because I didn't want to be called out on it. So it's something between 12 to 14 weeks I've been working on it.
Okay. Okay, so that's the stage we're at. So it's still very early stages. I mean, that is the point of it. We're still very early here.
And sorry, but I might mention as well that we are 2 people working on this. I'm not solo dev. I'm just the face out.
You are the face of the studio, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one, I'm going to ask everybody, does anybody remember what the update goal for the game was last month? I'll give you a couple of minutes to answer. Ductopus, had to finish your tutorial level. What's this related to, Ductopus? Oh, sorry. That was the update. You're quick. It was so quick. I didn't think anyone was going to reply that. So you're saying he had to finish the tutorial level, the starter level. Jesus. What's that related to? Yeah, the question. I'm so used to Twitch being so slow. I thought this was relating to something else. Okay, yes. So that was the goal. Was that right, Rasmus? Is that what you're saying? You wanted to finish the tutorial?
Yeah,
level?
or at least I hope. At least I think I said that I wanted to make a complete blockout and have like a functional tutorial level. But now when I'm thinking about it, I don't really necessarily know even what I mean with that, because I think I have succeeded what I wanted to achieve, but we will see in chat if they agree with me or not.
We'll get to it. We'll take a look where you are and where it was at. That's no problem. Baz says, did I miss it? Is it 2 people working full time on this?
Oh, no. Not at all. None of us is working full time on this project. So for me, I don't really know how many hours I spend on this every week, maybe 20. But the other guy that is coding, he spends maybe 5 around that period of time. But it's a little bit so. When I started this project from the beginning, my plan was to, as I've mentioned before, is that I want this game to be released in a year, and I said if I could, probably not, maybe not, because I'm not that good at coding, but it's almost I don't think I actually might have the knowledge to finish this game in a year as a solo dev, but if I maybe took 3 years, maybe. But he's really, really good at coding. Like, he's excellent, and he wants to learn when it comes to the game industry like more of that genre because he codes different things in his on his regular job. So we teamed up, and the only I said was like, I need you to put in like 4 hours a week only to have like the project need to move on, but it's not really that strict. Like if you don't have the time 1 week, you don't have the time. And I think in this case, like I see us, I really see us like we both is equal in this project. It's a 50-50 project. And now I put in more hours than he do, and maybe in the future it will be different. But the idea was originally mine when it comes to this game idea. But then we have a bunch of other things that we want to create as well. So so
Baz is saying, so it's about around 100 hours between you since the first episode. Would you say that's fair in the last month? I mean, the thing is, I appreciate it's hard to keep track, but I do think it's actually like a good habit to keep track of how long stuff is taking you, so you can really get an idea of where you are, scale-wise.
I would say it would probably be... I think it could be fair, because I know 1 week I didn't do anything at all on the project because I was swamped with the personal life and my regular job. So that week was like 0 hours, but I think like 90 to 100 hours would, that sounds fair.
Fair enough. Okay. So are you going to say, so like I said, the idea was to get the tutorial at least running or semi-finished. That was your idea, wasn't it? You wanted to get it to the point where it was framed out. How far did you? Or how did you get on? How did you get on? Anyway, are you happy with your progress in the last month?
Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with the progress because it's a little bit difficult and when it came to the tutorial level, because you need to scope it out. It's just gonna be one player going through this level, and because that it needs a little bit of coding, and so I have just done the environment things and tried to get like the feeling of the map, and like the first scope out didn't really work for me, so I had to more or less do it from scratch. It was just the end part that I liked, but the beginning I didn't like. But I would say that it needs more things to it. But I think in a way, it's I would say it's a pass.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at where you are. So is this the opening? Is this the tutorial level? Is this where you're talking about now? Yeah. I'll make this full screen for everybody so you can see it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and as I said, there's not like we have made started to make a weapon system, but it's not implemented in the tutorial level, so we have it in the other level. But you will start here, and the goal is to have a text where you say like, how to drive, just simple. And this little egg thing on the side is going to be laying like around here, so you're gonna pick it up. Right. That's the plan, at least. Now it's just following me already. And then it will look up this gate here, so you can continue. Now I just... amazing. I just coded a small script that it's a box here that just triggers it when you get close. But in the end, you need to pass like the tutorial instruction. So then you come to the next stage here where you learn to jump, so you need to jump over these rafts. Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Go here. And this, I'm actually quite happy with this because because I didn't really know how to implement it, because I didn't really just want to have...
you didn't want them solid, did you? You want them to be... It's the bobbing, isn't it, that you need to get right?
Yeah, but also from the beginning, I just made like a pit or something similar. Mm-hmm. And it felt so boring just to, jump over like a hole. So because everything is surrounded by water, I figured like, why not make rafts that you can jump on?
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
So that's the second stage, and then you come to the third stage here, where you're supposed to start to shoot targets, like learn how to aim. And then I have made these bush things that is pumping
I
up.
love it.
So you're going to aim and shoot, and yeah. So it's going to be a theme. It's not quite clear yet, but I hashtag sometimes like no ponies allowed, and these are ponies that are not allowed.
I like it. They're good. They're good.
Yeah, and this is the only part where I don't have a bridge over. But then you just drive up this hill and coming to like the final arena, where you're going to meet the AI, where you can like battle him a little bit more for real. And yeah, then you enter.
Look at this.
And the door actually closed as well, so you can't get out.
Okay, it's feeling like Elden Ring now. Oh no, I've been locked in.
Yeah, and so when you come here, it's going to be the same thing. Like when you jump up to this arena here, you can see in the distance these two gates open. It's going to be like freezing the screen, pan into the AI, and then the AI is going to drive out.
Okay, yeah. So you've both entered the ring basically from both doors. Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good.
And it's a little bit hard because we don't have AI currently, and so I might need to make this map a little bit bigger because now it's just a circle. But I figure when it's one-on-one, it might work okay, I guess. If not, I have some ideas to have like plateaus flying up here on the side where you can jump around and
No, but that's a nice. Things. Hey, you said you wanted, because when we started I'm going to say week every time. Last month when we looked at it, you were, like I said, it didn't really have a direction, did it? It was just like a round area that you could.
I can't remember completely how it looked, but more or less, I think
it's looking very good. I'm excited to see that sort of mini cutscene of when the AI comes out. That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
I already have a concept for the AI.
Okay, good. Okay, so Hamster says hello. Hi, Hamster. Like the Ocarina of Time when it drops that portcullis when you enter the battle in a room. Ocarina of cool, that's throwback. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great game, so I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. If you're getting mentioned with that, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Now you did say so. You did say that there was one question bugging you from last month. What was the thing that was bugging you from last month?
It's the name change. Actually.
Name change.
Because I can't remember who said it, but I think it was a fair point, because when I was in the discussion of like, is this a racing game, and you can discuss it in multiple ways, but it was one person that said like sometimes your title is the only thing people will see.
You're right.
And and I think that's a really solid point. So I have been thinking about that a lot when it comes to the name change.
Okay.
But I can't really figure out, because I was thinking about just changing racing to battle instead, but I don't think they have like same ring to it.
Okay, so
and I want
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Carry on.
The only thing is that I have worked out a theme song for the game, so it need to be like a 4-word song, and it need to have like the right ring into it for it to match.
Okay, I think this is an interesting. This is again, and this is kind of the huge benefit of almost like crowdsourcing your game development live, isn't it? This is one of the massive benefits of, because the game name seems fine, but it's when people start mentioning little things, gets you thinking. So again, for anyone who wasn't watching last month. So the name of the game is Dino Egg Death Racing. That is the name. But it was brought up last month that it's not really technically racing. It's more battling, isn't it? It's more like an arena battler where you happen to be driving. So you're not racing for like scores, but you are driving around. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you are technically racing around, but you're not racing. So this is where the slight problem comes from. Where, like, if somebody sees this game on Steam and they see it's Dino Egg Death Racing, are they going to be expecting a racing game? And they just go, I'm after it, and then you're going to get a negative feedback saying it said racing in the title. So you do have that risk, which is, and again, it is a real problem because, and again, maybe you're not targeting racers, you are targeting battler players. You know, you're not, because like if someone's into, I think the other, not problem, but the other issue is it does have that very Mario Kart style feel about it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
People will automatically just connect the racing theme. So I do think it's a good idea to look at the name, and also I do think it's humble of you to accept maybe that is an issue and you are willing to change it. I do think that's important. And this is you're only, again, I'm not saying 10 weeks, 3 months into the game. So if you're gonna do it, it's got to be as soon as possible. So everybody in the chat, again, a lot of developers in the chat. If anybody has got any suggestions for, again, they would like to keep the four word rhythmic, what's the cadence of it, you know? So yeah, Dino Egg Death Racing. So any suggestions you've got, and again, we'll go from here. Automate Game says racing equals blasting or blasting/ripping. Yeah. Dino Egg Death Time Trail. No, it's not a time trial. Trail. Dino Egg Death Drive. Yeah. Dino. Yeah. Again, yes. Keep the suggestions coming. I mean, like I said, the more suggestions, these suggestions can just sit. We're not deciding a name now. We're not going in and changing the name. And all the suggestions are good.
I want to point out, feel free, like if you don't come up with a name like on the spot now, just write to me on Twitter, because I will happily receive any suggestion whatsoever.
Yeah.
I only think it's fun when people feel interest in what I'm doing. So
absolutely. It's all, again, this is the benefit. You will see in the chat there. You'll see the link to Twitter for the game. So please interact with that on Twitter if you do come up with any more names. So just keep throwing names out there, because it's amazing how everybody's brain works differently. So think about, I mean, are there any similar types of games? What kind of battler games are there? What kind of words are they using to describe the game? I mean, if you're talking like, it's hard to know, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so I have done my research. I'm not saying that this is like a unique game in itself, because it's not. That you can you see the Mario Kart aspect in it. You can see other like PvP game fast-paced. So there are multiple games that are similar, but the combination, I haven't found anything that is like the same combination as this game.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think that becomes quite hard to try to find something similar where you can steal the name.
Yeah, it's that descriptive word you're looking for. I mean, again, battler or battle. The word battle seems to be the good starting point, isn't it? You are battling with somebody. You are fighting. We just need to find some descriptive word that's still quite catchy. Nuts and TV on YouTube there. Hello, what's up? Hey, man, welcome in. So, yeah, name suggestions, everybody. Anything you've got? Any suggestions of anything similar? Like I said, this is an arena battler shooter that happens to be driving cars with dinosaurs in it.
Yeah.
Chat GPT it. Oh my God, does that become a...
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah,
I guess.
hey, if anybody wants to go and chat GPT it, I'm not having that as a bloody what's the word I'm looking for? Verb. Not, you know. Anyway,
I actually got a lot of question if this is AI made, this game, and
really?
Yeah, and like I want to be clear. I know there have been many people when it comes to. And I think especially when it comes to the art side of like when it comes to AI, I don't mind it that much because I have a belief that if you take a person that is artistic versus a person that's not artistic, you're gonna get a better version if you use it. Like, it's going to be a tool in a way. No matter, I think it's going to be hard to like cancel it out. I think the problem like right now is that it's a little bit like when Photoshop became a thing. Like when it became easy access, everyone thought they were the best out there, and I think that's the problem with AI.
Yeah, that AI market. Yeah, that AI conversation's a long one, isn't it? I mean, it's a whole bag of worms we're opening there. Bag of worms, can of worms, bag of mice. What's that? I don't think you know me.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, again, that could be a whole another stream. So before everybody starts shouting it in the chat, well, I don't care what you type, to be honest. But you know what I mean. So okay, all right. So we are after the name suggestions. So again, everybody, please interact on Twitter if you've got any suggestions, or in the Discord, wherever you want. Let me know any way you like. If you've got some name ideas, come up. We're trying to keep the 4-word name. Again, I suppose it's got to have Dino in it because it's got dinos in it. But yeah, other than that, feel free. Go wild, everybody.
I also have a second question that I can't. I have tried to find some kind of solution for this, and it shouldn't be hard. That's the worst part. Like this should be something easy to make. But it should be something with the camera settings. But I can't find it, and I can't Google it either.
Okay.
But it's with the shadows when it comes to the Unity engine, because I'm gonna show in the game what I mean. Because when you get close to something, the shadows will render in front of you, but you can see it really clearly here. Like you have like a seam where you don't see the shadow, but when you drive, the shadow is like it starts rendering, but you're still gonna have like the light in front of you. And I want everything to be shadowed down, like because it's in a cave. You don't want to have this light beam.
Do you want it to be static? You don't want it to be following you.
Yeah, and I know you can bake like the light on the static things, but it doesn't. I don't know why, but it doesn't like give the result that I want, because you still get this light source. It's like the shadows is always rendering like, I don't know, in game like 5 meters in front of you. Okay. And then it stops rendering. But when you drive towards the shadow, it's continue rendering in the same. So it seems like like something in the camera, and I'm not fully.
Okay, so this is Unity, everybody. So anybody that's a Unity developer, do you have any wizardry about that problem with the shadows on the game? So if anybody's got any ideas or think they might be able to help, please again put in the chat. If you've got a quick solution, put it in the chat. If not, then contact on Discord or on the Twitter that's linked up there. Automate Game says the far camera. Oh God, what's that say? Frustrum. What is that? Frustrum. I don't know what that even means. Is not far enough, or a layering issue, possibly. Shadow distance in the renderer. URP, says Dyer. Don't know what that is. Again, I'm just repeating these for Rasmus, because I don't know what any of these words are. You're all speaking like French to me here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just need to find the
So Dyer says shadow distance in the renderer. URP. Oh, frustrum, the bounds of the camera. Oh, thank you, Otter. Yeah, we need super basic English for me, and then you can do the fancy words for Rasmus here.
Yeah.
Do any of those words mean anything to you?
Yeah, it does. But now I'm getting nervous if I start to. I will print screen this and save it, because I don't want to start to change the Windows settings, because it was a problem. Yeah, no, but it was because of the problem before the stream that it didn't want to show, and it's still problematic in the stream because I can't see
That's
the live
fine,
stream
that's
at the same time. So I will try it out.
So Otter says, I've got to use my degree somewhere to sound fancy. You do well. You sound fancy, Otter. You've passed the test. Your professor will be proud. Baz says, from a dev point of view, move on from the shadows. It's a nice to have, not a must have. Get the bigger parts built. You can always polish the shadows and other things later. Things don't need to be 100% perfect. Yeah.
I have, in a way. It's just bugging me every time I try something out, and I see the shadow is like, why are you not rendering in the home world? So, but
we got an
it's
update.
Nothing that I.
So Daredev, hello Daredev, welcome along. Nice to see you again. If the far plane was too near, you'd see clipping of the scene. This sounds like he needs a cascade shadowing system.
Okay, maybe.
And other words, I don't know what they mean.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to get confused as well. Like, I only do 3D stuff, you know. I like everything that I have done in Unity currently is like, I haven't used like the actual engine that I'm used to, not good at, but used to, is Unreal Engine. So Unity is actually quite new for me. So
yeah, it's no problem. The thing is, hopefully this can be one of the benefits of these streams. You can actually ask for live help from people because most people are developers here. So Google Cascade Shadowing Unity, says Daredev. Cascade Shadowing Unity. The amount of models coming together are looking really good. Yeah, also I agree. It does look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there's your starting point. So you've got a starting point. And again, if anybody wants to offer any help, again, the Twitter link is above, or again, you can use it via me if you wish, whatever you want. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, everybody, don't forget to like the stream because it does help. You know this. Just saying. It's got one like. Where are you all? Please like it. Thank you. Agreed. Spend most an hour looking into shadow settings for now. That says Dyer. Yeah, you know, I appreciate it, but it's one of those things that if it's come up, it's worth mentioning because you get an idea of where the problem might be. And
and as I said, I haven't put too much effort for it. I tried to Google like shadow rendering Unity,
but now you know
and it
what
was
you're
like,
looking for, don't you?
and exactly. Now at least I know what to Google for. But it's I don't do that much. Like I have, I usually don't do that much work in Unity per se. Like because I'm creating the assets and then I just implement it into the engine. So most of my works is in like Blender and ZBrush.
That's fair enough, Okay, we've got also Google Unity Shadow Distance Manual. Important which rendering pipeline you're using. And then Daredev says it's to do with the resolution of the shadow map. Cascade shadowing uses multiple shadow maps targeted to the camera. Z. Akin to MIP maps. Okay, if you say so. Hamster says on Twitch, so no like button, but I'll have a report live stream option. Thanks, Hamster. Thanks for your support. That'll do. Thank you for the likes, everybody. They're coming in now. Appreciate it. Set the game in the dark. It will save you lots of time. Yeah. Set it after the meteor hit, so there's no sunlight.
I was actually I thought this had nothing to do with my current game, but I was trying some things out in a texture program that I use, Substance Painter, and find a way how to color, how to color black and white. Like you get black and white textures, but you actually have painted them in a grayscale scenario. So I tried it out in Unity, and it looks really cool because you get this old TV style of the game because it becomes
nice.
Like 100% black and gray. And I know you can do it in post-production, but you get a different feeling of it when it's actually the texture maps in itself that is black and white. Nothing that I will use in this game, or not as I know of.
It's a cool learning. Yeah, it's cool. So Baz says, is this a multiplayer game online?
Yeah, or the goal is to have it a multiplayer, like an online multiplayer. And I think I mentioned it the last stream as well. Like that's my biggest fear. Like when it comes to netcode, both because I don't know anything about code, but
warning.
Yeah, and I think that's like the control freak in me. You know, everything else I can you know, even if I don't know about it, I can Google it in a way. But when it comes to netcoding, just trying to Google it gives me nightmares. So I have left everything to the coder guys and like you solve this.
That is the benefit of having a team. Even if the team is just two, that is one of the major bonuses. Yeah. You're gonna have different skills, and you don't have to work on the skills that you're terrible at. There's no point. I mean, there's no point beating a dead horse. Let the person who knows what they're doing do it.
And I think I mentioned it as well, but that's the reason also why I want to make this tutorial level, because if I make this tutorial level and it works as I want it to, like everything feels fine, you know, the AI works and the driving, etc., I can put it up like a beta test, because then I don't need to worry about the netcoding like right away, because then people can give feedback about the driving mechanics. And when it comes, because if people are only going to give feedback on it's lagging, it's going to be a huge problem, and that's not what I'm saying, but you want to have everything else solid first, in my opinion at least, before even start to get too stressed up with the multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I do think the multiplayer is going to be your biggest headache. I'm not I don't know, but I'm assuming the multiplayer aspect is going to be the absolute biggest headache of the whole project, because it's just there's so many variables that are not in your control as well, which is the biggest problem with, but hey,
and I totally agree. The multiplayer aspect will be the biggest problem, or what to say about it. But when you have the multiplayer aspect, you want, when you're starting to test it for real, at least in my opinion, the driving should be flawless. Like we can't make it any better than this. So you don't make half done mechanics in the game and then you jump up to the multiplayer aspect as well, and then you're going to have like 10-15 things that is like half done. You want to try, my mindset is I want to make everything work as good as it can before I start to tackle the multiplayer aspect.
Okay, so the chat are saying no, as network syncing is fundamental part of the game update, it's one of the first things you need to do. Dyer says, I would be careful about that. Do not spend a lot of time on locomotion, animation, etc. until you know how to add multiplayer. So they are saying that multiplayer should be looked at first or early.
Yeah, and I think it's fair as well. But as I say, I'm not the coder. But like, for example, something that I already know is like when it comes to the shooting mechanic, like it's going to be quite, it doesn't matter how good it is on your screen, like in a single player mode, because if it doesn't sync up with another player, it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to like the physics of the car, at least what I think, it shouldn't be that big of a difference when it comes to the multiplayer aspect. It might be. The chat is going to scream at me if they not true.
It's just again, this is the discussion, and don't forget you've got to discuss this with the coder as well. I mean, so I'm interested. Anyone got a good YouTube tutorial or other tutorial that explains network syncing? I don't know, Baz. It's the first I've ever heard of these words. So if anybody's got one, please you can post it in the chat. If it doesn't let it, post it to me and I'll post it in chat if anyone's got a good tutorial for that. The architecture of a single player game is different to of course, absolutely. But he is the person deciding the development path of the game. Yeah, I mean, again, this is all the learning curve, isn't it? But you guys are learning. We can see the progress in here, and again, hopefully, we can provide some help to them. Figure out how you want the game to feel first. Yeah. See, there is different approaches. I don't know which the right one is.
And I think, like, if this would be the second title, like, it's clear not, but if it would, then we should already establish, like, how should this game feel. But even if something sounds really good on paper, something that I have learned on the other project that I've been working on, it's like, yeah, this sounds great on paper, but it doesn't work in reality. And I don't want to be in a situation where we have put in, like, thousands of hours, like, on a multiplayer aspect, and, like, actually get it to work, but it's like, this is not that fun, to be honest. You know?
By the way, this is boring. Oh, don't bother then. Scrap it.
So I want to, at least what I feel is like, I want to have, and this is once again where the tutorial level comes in, like, no, it's not going to be like, oh, this game is super fun in its own. No, that's not my goal. And I know I want to achieve it, but it should feel at least exciting to play, even in a standalone version of itself. Otherwise, I'm a little bit afraid if I just leave it as it is and just start to work at the multiplayer aspect, it won't be fun in the end, like, because you're missing something.
Well, we've got two big updates. So Dare says, okay, my advice would be to get into the client server stuff. Get the client server stuff working. Make sure you can actually do it and then work on the game. It may be the case that networked game development is too big a step for your first game. And then Baz says, we'll come back to that, don't worry. Baz says, chunking the development is okay. Getting one part or more parts of what you're building complete independently, making sure each part works, and then bring them together once they're all complete.
Yeah, totally different approach.
Totally different approach. But again, this shows you this is the different approaches. I mean, but yeah.
But I want to point out that this is my first duo project, like solo project. Yeah. But this is not my first rodeo in the game aspect. Like, I have worked on games before, but I totally agree with fail fast. I think that actually it's a valid point, because if you spend, as I said, I don't want to be in a scenario where you have put in thousands of hours and it's like, this game is worthless.
Yeah, of course. And you got to find those fail points quickly. Otherwise, like I said, there's no point in finishing it and going, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot I've got to network this game. I've completed it now. Obviously, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The internet in a nutshell. Yeah. Yes.
For me, and me and the other guy have discussed this as well. Like, for example, either of us know anything about music. So we will probably ask someone to create music for the game, or when it comes to sound effects and things like that. And it goes the same with net coding. Is it like too big of a problem? We would probably try to find someone that have more knowledge about networking. We are not in a state where it's like, it's only like you and me and no one else is going to join this project. It's just that it's easier to find people that want to join if you have something to show for, and they can also see like, oh, this could potentially be quite fun, or I would like to work on this project. But I have that a little bit in a backup plan as well. Like,
yeah, but this is the whole sort of point of this sort of, even this whole show. The point is you are showing your development from the start, and stuff is going to go wrong. And stuff is going to go right. So stuff that's going to go wrong, everybody watching, you need to see this stuff. You need to see, like, as we sit there now, we've got two different sides of the story of, should you do the networking first, should you do the game first? It's, two different opinions in chat, and we don't know what the answer is because the game's not finished yet. I'm sure you're all going to have your opinions either way, but the fact is we can share this every month. We can come back and say, how's it going? What's gone wrong? Where are you struggling? And you can see how it develops. So by the end of this series, we're going to have the answer, and we can go back and say, do you remember in episode 2 when we said you should have started the networking? And you go, yeah, totally agree now that was the right way to go. Or you might go, yeah, that could have done that, but I actually did it the other way and it worked fine. So it's going to be fascinating to find out. And that's what makes this show so interesting. And the fact that you are willing to share, you are willing to share what doesn't work or does work. This is amazing.
Or we have the third option. I just go ghost mode and never answer you again.
I don't here. This is the end of the show. Daredev says, I've made a number of networked games. They work completely different to single player standalone games. Yeah, if you work on the single player loop, you'll have to completely rework it so that it's networkable. Networkable? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm having networkable. All right, I'll go on. As possible for a server to drive the game. Okay. And Daredev is correct. There will probably be. You'll have to. Daredev is correct. There will probably be a rewrite, but if the game is fun, then it's worth it. So So the consensus does seem to be you maybe need to start looking into the networking to see if it's possible. At least start looking.
I know for a fact that the guy that codes, like that was the first thing he did before like anything. So it's not that like we take the net coding later. Yeah. It's no problem. And that is why I also mentioned like my biggest like fear for this game is the net code. And when it comes to the multiplayer aspect, because I already know it's not as easy as you might think it is. And the chat is really clear about that as well. So it's not that I underestimate like, no, it's okay, we will fix it, it's no biggie. I know it's a big hassle, and that's why I don't put down too much time on other aspects. For example, when they come to the like 3D model, even if it looks polished, or I hope it looks, I only spend around, I don't know, say a total of 5 hours to create it, like the dinosaur and the car, because I already know that I need to rebuild it a little bit, because when it comes to the animation stage, for example, I have a problem when it comes to the root bones in it, so I need to disassemble it, and then the driving code is not matching completely, so I need to do some changes. So even if, because like the art part is what I think is fun, so I will put in a little bit more polish that probably I didn't have to do. But you know, I think it's fun. So when it comes to the end of like everything, I'm fully open to rebuild more or less as much as needed. Only because the multiplayer aspect is the end goal. Like, I don't think this game will be worth releasing if the multiplayer aspect doesn't work.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's the main mechanic of the game, isn't it? The fact that you can, again, no one wants to just be shooting bots in an arena. You know, the pull is to be able to shoot people. So, again, I mean, again, the main advice does seem to be try and get the networking, which you know about. So, but we'll come back to this. We will revisit this in a month and see if anything has popped up or any ideas. You've spoken to your coder. We'll find out. Okay, yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so has the okay. Let's move on from the networking stuff. Now has the sort of the name concern that you've had, has that affected your feeling towards the marketing of the game? Like, has it restricted you? Have you like stepped back a little bit from marketing it because you're not 100% on the name?
No, I wouldn't say that, because the marketing is I'm using Twitter, and I try to publish as often as I can. So I wouldn't say it have affected me that much currently. Okay. But I know it will, because we will talk a little bit more about this in the end. But my end goals will not be as like for the next 4 weeks. It will not be as much when it comes to I want to create this level or I want to create this character. It's going to be more of setting everything up, you know, a Steam page and things like that. Yeah. And it's a little bit of a problem when you don't really know if your if you have the right name
That is
for
the
your
problem. I
Steam
mean, again,
page.
I know the marketing. It might seem trivial. I know, and I'm sure I'm going to have people say you don't need to worry about marketing yet because you still haven't got the game working. I know that is going to be an opinion, but from a marketing, again, I'm not a marketer, but from a marketing point of view, this is all still marketing. This is all still interesting, and you've got to work on you've got to work on the assumption that everything's going to be fine as a marketing person. You've got to work on the assumption that this game is going to be released. It's going to look like this. It's going to be great, etc., etc. And you've got to start building that momentum now, even though, okay, one day it suddenly doesn't work and you shut it down. It makes no difference to the marketing. It's like, okay, well, you still had to do it, because if you wait until yes, I've got all the networking finished, I've got all the artwork finished, yes, now I can start telling people, it's too late. You've waited too long. So you do have to start it early. And I know most developers are like, I don't need to. I'm not showing people broken games, or that's not a major concern. It is a major concern. And if you're not marketing your game, you're just again failing fast by not telling anyone. So
and that's why I agree to 100%, and that's why I have also saved every month of posting, so I know exactly how much I grow on my Twitter page, and what works, what didn't work when it comes to posting. So, for example, like if I just show something that I create in Substance Painter, like texturing something, people don't seem to care about that. It's like, okay, fine. Then I will try to post different things. And VFX, for example, works really great on Twitter. Unfortunately, I can't make VFX for every post because it takes some time.
Yeah, of course.
But gameplay, when you like something that I think is quite curious is that you start your game and record it. Like, you don't need to record like any like major update. It just need to be like actually gameplay. That seems to be.
I'm laughing because I've had this conversation with Off-Grid like the other day. I was like, where are the videos, Off-Grid? Where's your videos of updates? He's like, well, I've got nothing to show you. I'm like, I don't care. Just record you running. I said, I've just watched you for 10 minutes, like picking up stuff and moving stuff. I was like, that's content. Record it, for God's sake, and just record it and save it, because you can use those clips to, even if you do like flashbacks saying, this is where I was 6 months ago, this is where I am now, this is how buggy my inventory system was 6 months ago, look at it now. You're getting content for nothing there just by doing the stuff you were doing anyway. You're already loading up your game to mess around and do stuff. Record some of it. I mean, geez, come on, people.
And for me, like, I don't even have 200 followers yet on Twitter, but I just recorded me jumping around like between the tutorial level and the other level, and I reached 33 likes on that video, and 1.5k like
nice.
Was
good.
and 5 comments and things like that. And then when I think about the commitment to that video, it's like, I think it took 5 minutes to create it, and then post it.
Yeah, and don't forget, and you don't. As I've said before, I know I'm not trying to turn this into a marketing show, but I've said before, that one post you put out, it's not like the only time you can ever post that video. You can post that video several times in the future. You can post it in a month. You can post the same video, different hashtags, at a different time of day, in a different feed, whatever you want. But you can repost that because it will just fly by. Those people that you reached originally, now they are long gone. That post is disappeared off the face of the planet. No one's going to see that post. So there's nothing wrong with you reposting that with a different wording and just reposting it again in the future, and just rotate them around a little bit. I mean, obviously don't keep posting the same stuff, but you can use the same post a couple of times.
And I think it's a way of like disappointment, to be honest. Like, and if I speak from from my point of view, I know it's like a little bit of a gamble. Like, if you post like the correct time, the correct day, you can go viral. Like, that's how social media work. But the most usual is like you're going to get a couple of likes and maybe a comment, and like, good work. And I think even if I know like the rule of social media, you still get a little bit disappointed when you have put out in all these hours to create something, and you put it out on social media and like no one cares. And I think it goes a little bit on your when it comes to like I can't really figure out the word, like not ego, but when it comes to your
it's like your morale, isn't it? Your morale for posting. It does hurt your morale. You're thinking, oh god, why am I bothering? Because no one's liking it.
But when you start just to ignore it, it's going to be much better, because sooner or later you're going to post something that people are going to interact to and feel like, oh, this looks really fun. And if you have been posting regularly for like a half year and no one seems to care, then you might need to actually start to question yourself. It's like, is this actually something that people are interested in? Because if you can't really get people to hit the like button, how are they going to buy your game?
Yeah, like, I mean, you never know the person you've reached. You know, you never know the person you've connected with. You know, and you can't control who it reaches to a point. I mean, you know, obviously you can make improvements. But I'm just seeing the name suggestions coming in. They keep popping up and make me laugh. But you need to do these posts, even if nobody's reacting with them, because you need to do them to have some metrics to look back on, and you need to be able to compare it to what you're doing now. So you've just got to keep going. Don't worry. Every time you post something, don't worry about that. Just get it posted, and then come back, check it, reply to all the comments you possibly can, and just follow it along, and then just be preparing the next post already. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. It's not the end. If no one likes your post on Twitter, who cares? Nothing actually happens. Nothing goes wrong. You don't lose money. Nothing bad happens. You just got to move on to the next post. Just keep thinking. So, but again, I don't want to turn it into a massive marketing, but I just wanted to understand how you were sort of dealing with the marketing and how it's going. And it does sound like you're keeping stats of your posts. You're making sure you're checking out which ones are working better than others. So you're doing all the right stuff. Just keep going, keep growing the following. And again, don't forget to interact with other people. Find games or communities that are similar to your game. And you don't have to go in and sort of say, oh, I've also got a game as well. No one likes that. You just got to be active. You just got to be replying to real comments and have real opinions, and just show that you are active and you are a real person and you've got real opinions, and people will naturally find you anyway. So it's just a case of just engaging with people, sounding like a human, and just being social. You know, that's the point of the platform, is to show it's a social media. I mean, it's not a one-way media. It's not the news where you just tell people stuff. You've got to interact with people and just, enjoy it. Just chat to people. It's cool. Now I'm going to go over some of the naming suggestions here.
If you want, I can give you I have 71 days of posting. If you want, I can give you a quick how is it going right now?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, if you want to share it, you can. It's like a marker point for everyone. Let me just go for the names. Hold on 1 second. Offgrid says, I feel like I'm in the principal's office. Yeah, I get a bit ranty, Offgrid. I get a bit over the top when talking to developers about marketing. Cretaceous egg heist. Nice. No, the problem with that is no one will be able to spell Cretaceous, Dyer. It's hard enough to say. No one's typing in Cretaceous. I like it though. Dino,
I don't even know if I can pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Dino Dash Egg Blast. Okay. Dino Egg Death Dash. Oh my god, that is a tongue twist. Dino Egg Death Dash. I can't even say that, Baz. There says, engage with people who aren't developers. Spend time interacting with posts. Yeah, exactly. It's very hard because you get into that talking to other developers using hashtag game dev, hashtag indie dev. But you do need to find the people who are interacting with other posts that are similar, and just follow the people that look interesting as well. I'm going to say this. Wait, hang on. Don't be a developer who doesn't follow people. I absolutely can't stand it. I say this all the time. If I go to a profile of a developer or a studio or whatever, and they follow like one person and have 500 followers or whatever, I won't follow them. If your ratio is you follow one person or two people, I'm not following you, because for me that is just To me, that says I'm too good to follow people. I'm too interesting to go out and bother following other people. You need to be following me. I don't want to follow you. So I don't follow people who have a ratio like that at all. Follow people who look interesting. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't go and follow 5 million people because you look a spam bot. But try and keep your ratio 2 to 1. If you're doing 2 to 1, I think I follow about 3,500 people on Twitter, and I've got just shy of 6,000 followers. For me, that's a nice ratio, 2 to 1. It shows I'm engaging with people. I follow people. I'm interested in what other people have got to say. I'm not just there to promote my stuff all the time. So don't be that person, because I'm certainly not going to follow you, and it just looks horrible. So don't do it. Anyway.
No, the only thing I want to address to that part, because that is actually something that I've been struggling a little bit with, like who to follow. Because I think it's a silver lining in the sense of because if I'm going to be like completely honest, the only reason why I use Twitter is for marketing.
Of course.
And the problem becomes a little bit for me. I'm following like 50, something between 50 and 60 people, and something that I have started to have struggling with is when you start following more people, you also only get that content, and then you're going to be harder to reach out to like a bigger area of people. That might not be true. That's just my experience currently, that it seems like I get the same feed over and over, because Twitter want me to see the people that I follow. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I want to see the things that I'm following, but if I would follow, say, 5,000 people, then I don't really see how to reach out to a bigger audience, because I will only see the people that because I can't read 5,000 tweets like every time.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, I understand what you mean, but don't forget. I know, again, a lot of developers only use it for marketing, but it's a social platform first. It just happens to be good at marketing. So you've got to remember that it's still a social media platform. It's not a marketing platform. So you do have to treat it like, again, like a human. You do have to treat it. And again, I know you like this account. Your account is, DED Racing. Of course, it's about your game and pushing your game, but not unfortunately, but you still have to treat it like a social media platform. It still has to be a community. It's still a community of people on the internet with masses of interests. So you still have to treat it like a group of people, not a chance of marketing. You know what I mean? I know it's very easy to fall into the just post marketing stuff, but that's when you don't grow anymore, because you're not saying anything interesting. You're just pushing out your own stuff, and that's where the problems sort of come in. Now Dare says, I'd also suggest being kind, positive and friendly. Yeah, I mean, It goes without saying. I mean, if you've got to tell a developer to be nice to people, I mean, there's bigger problems. But I agree, you're absolutely correct. No one is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I want to add to that. I think also one problem, not because I'm a mastermind in marketing, but I think a problem that I've seen is people are too serious. Like, I understand if you want to be serious on your account and don't send memes everywhere, like that I can fully understand. But sometimes it feels like, is it really a person behind the screen, or is it like a bot that is answering me?
Yeah, because of course it is.
It's too strict. And I think you will get more benefits if you are a little bit more human, or what to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think the important thing is you kind of got to decide what's the word I'm looking for? What the feeling of your account is, because if you're posting news, if you're posting serious breaking news, you kind of have to be quite serious. You can't flip flop between meme and like breaking news of a disaster. I mean, you do kind of have to pick a feeling for your community, for your game. So if you are a little bit lighthearted in a few tweets, that's fine. But you kind of got to keep to that little bit. It's got to be regular. You can't just chuck, because if you post out serious stuff all the time and then you post out one random meme about something, people aren't going to be like, is this serious? Is this? Do you know what I mean? It confuses people. So you do kind of have to have a feeling about your account. Rich still riding that following follower scooter. Haha. Yeah, I am. And do you know why? Because I'm correct. That's why. No one is Taylor Swift except Taylor Swift. 0 follows. Yeah, and how often do you think she uses that account? She's not posting, is she? Do you know what I mean? Come on. And again, you automatically think it's a bot. Anyway, some chose to create a separate game page and not really use it to follow anyone. Seems to work well for many. If you're big enough, yeah. If you're a big studio and, if you just want to create a Twitter account for a new game, you're probably going to do fine. But I'm still going to think you're a dick. I'm still going to look at you thinking, even if you're a massive studio and you don't follow anyone, I'm still going to think, you arrogant prick, I don't like you. So that's
and
my,
I don't think anyone wants to become Blizzard either way. So
no, but that's my opinion. And again, my opinion is correct, so it doesn't matter. I'm not a bot, just an arse. Yeah, some of them managed by people who perhaps handle a bunch of games. Yeah, but that's fine. Again, I do some Twittering for people, but I still ask questions about the game. What are you trying to get across here? What are you struggling with? Where are you? Is it the interaction with people, or is it the facts, or are you trying to be serious? Are you lighthearted? You kind of have to get the feel first, then you ask, and that's how you know how to tweet. Make a mood board based on your personality and stick to it on Twitter. Marketing 101. Baz, I like it. Yeah, exactly. What is the mood of your account? What is the feeling of it?
And I want to point out one in the chat as well. Maybe personal is not the right term that I'm using. Maybe it's more stiff, because I don't think think you need to be personal. What you're like, you don't need to write about your day or whatever. But I think it's the stiffness where it's like,
yeah.
For example, I saw a game that I actually thought looked really good and said something in like, oh, your game is looking incredible. Like, well, like, when will it be released? And the only thing I got was like, thank you. And it was like dot, and then the date. And it's like,
cheers. Yeah,
well,
good chat.
Like,
thanks for the chat.
I got the answer that I was asking for, but it's like,
kill the conversation. Again, but again, that's just, I appreciate not everybody can just chat. I can chat to anybody about anything for hours, and I appreciate a lot of people can't do that. But don't find ways to kill the conversation. Just leave. If you are the replier to a question, leave it open. Leave it some way of someone replying to you. It's just, again, I know it's like Baz said, it's like marketing 101. Leave a space for people to reply, not just bam. Not joking. I'm just going. Baz says, not joking. Read or listen to 50 Cent's autobiography. Lots of tips for life. There's a good section on marketing worth the time. Wow, I've never would have picked 50 Cent's autobiography in a million years, but that's very interesting, Baz. Thank you. I'll say I'll check that out, but I probably won't. But I appreciate I appreciate it. Daredev says, people like stories. Oh, tell me more. They like to engage. They want to see that there's someone behind the keyboard. I absolutely, totally agree. So just marketing isn't going to work. Be on the platform and engage. Grow your following and you'll get results. No one actually cares about your game, but they might like you. Yeah, again, this is another drum I've beaten. I've done a video about this, by the way. And one of my videos was titled, "No one cares about your game." That was one of my videos I made, because they absolutely do not care. If you post a picture of your game now, 99% of people are going, okay, it's just another picture of a game. I don't give a toss. Because you see millions of them. But if you post something about, like I said, if you've got some personality to it, come on, have some life to it. Talk to people. Say, wow, they're really engaging. Again, it's like if you're watching a streamer, okay, it's the same thing. If you're watching a streamer and you ask a question in chat and they ignore you, or just, they just don't bother reading it out or whatever, after a couple of questions, you stop replying. You stop doing this. And this is, so I do some creator outreach for people, okay? So I help some games find creators to connect with. That's one of the things I do. And I just scroll through the categories in Twitch. I find a streamer that, again, going on thumbnails, I go on what their stream looks like, just on the thumbnail, how they've titled it, and does it look interesting. if I click it and go in, I then ask 3 questions, generally. 3 questions. If I don't get a reply to 3 comments that I make of any sort, I'm gone. I won't touch them with a barge pole. Because if they can't be bothered to, again, everybody misses chat. I miss chat. Sometimes I've got YouTube open on the side here and I miss it. You can't keep up with all of them. I totally get it. But if you've got like under 50 followers, under 50 viewers, you should be able to pretty much pick up all chat, generally. Again, you're going to have a few slip through. But I give them 3 chances. If I don't reply, I just don't bother asking anymore. And it's exactly the same on Twitter. If you're not replying to people in any social platform, if you're not replying to comments or engaging with people and you let 3-4 comments go by without any reply, they're going to get bored and not be interested. So anyway, yeah, that's what I will say. Be careful with that. Yeah, just keep chatting to people. Seb, hello Seb, how you doing, man? Anyway, if you want to break out of the dev bubble, look at the oh yeah, sorry, Dave, oh Christ, Dev, you are quite. I forgot talking about missing comments. You did say this. Look at Twitter communities, join some, and respond to posts. So yeah, Twitter communities is a newish thing.
I already joined 3 of them. Actually.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, but again, joining is great, but you've got to be active in them. Don't forget that. Mate, there's a good section on misogyny. Oh, okay. Lots of nuggets in there. Okay, all right. Thank you, Baz. There, Dev. I know. Look, I'm blind as it is. Don't mock me. All right, I'll take offence. How you doing? Seb, yeah, hi, Seb. Hi. Got to go now. Good luck. Okay, thank you, Art. I think you might have gone by now, but thank you. Welcome, man. Goodbye. Okay, that's enough about marketing. We'll stop the marketing chat there before you all. I know what you like, you devs. You'll fall asleep, won't you? Joined a bit late. What are we about? Well, you're going to have to watch it back, Seb. But we are catching up with the 2nd episode of Dino Egg Death Racing. So scroll back, catch up. The VODs will be available after. It will be on YouTube and Twitch, so you can catch it out. At least you remembered my name is David. It's my dad's name, Dave. It's easy for me to remember that. Less than 100 viewers, and I usually see streamers worth watching interacting with most of the chat. Yeah, again, what the other thing is, you got to remember that streamers are different. Some streamers are gameplay streamers, and that you are there to watch them play the game because they're really good at it or something. And other or they're working, developing. I totally understand that if they're there just to show off their screen, that's different. But if you're looking for streamers to connect with for your game, for instance, you need streamers that are streamers for the sake of streaming first, not they're chatting. You want to be interactive with chat first, and whatever they're doing on screen is kind of a second for me. But anyway. Okay, unless it's very spammy. The chat, you mean? Yes, of course. Again, some chats go flying past and you miss it all. Well, got to do that. Thanks, man. Okay, Seb, thank you. Yeah. Enjoy the catch back. So, anyway, let's move on. We don't have much longer left, so I do want to continue and line up the next episode. Later, all. Thanks for the chat. Good. Cheers, Baz. Take care, man. Okay, so next month. Let's talk about next month.
Yes.
What are the plans for the game for next month? What are you hoping to achieve and show off for the next show?
So actually, the month that is coming up, and probably the month after that as well, is going to be a little bit of a mysterious how much time I will have, because I am running into 2 not actually problems, but when it comes to the game development, it becomes a problem. The first one is that I actually in a little bit of finding a new job. So if anyone wants a 3D artist, hit me up.
There you go. So you've seen the quality of his work. 3D artist, you need one. There you go.
So that's one thing that I need to put my mind to a little bit, like find a job. And the second one is actually that I am becoming a father in roughly 4 weeks. Yeah.
Wow!
So
Congratulations! Breaking news.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome news.
you.
I mean, you are dead now. You are so tired. I'm predicting now. Those first 3 months, a zombie gets more sleep than you. You just have no sleep. So good luck. But congratulations.
I think that's one when it comes to the father's role, I don't know how it's going to be. But when it comes to the sleep part, like I don't sleep currently, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a change. To be honest.
No, that's a huge congratulations. That's thank you, chat. Everybody's saying congratulations. Kotlin, thank you for the follow. Welcome along. That's great news. Yeah, that's very good. Do you know what you're having yet?
Yeah, it's going to be a baby boy.
A baby boy called Dino.
The name is also a working title.
Oh no, you've got 2 names to decide.
Yeah, 2 names to decide. So
we can always share your portfolio if you have it linked. Do you have a portfolio? Send it to me and I'll share it in chat for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the support. A dinosaur.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm really thankful for everything, every help I can get for finding a new job, because I don't have the time.
Tell me about it. I also need a job. Anybody got a job for me? I can. If you need me to moan at you, I'm your man. I'm your man.
I send it to you on Discord.
All right. Okay.
So this is.
How do I bring up the chat and this thing? Can I show chat?
Yeah.
Hey.
And I actually.
I will open up.
So I'm gonna actually promote another person. So this, because if anyone is interesting in learning ZBrush, I'm gonna show it here on stream.
All right, ZBrush. Okay.
Yeah. This book. Because I was a technical reviewer on this book, so I know exactly what is written in it. So I would actually recommend it. I think it's a nice book. I just want to point it out. Like,
what's it called? Shut up again. What's it called? Let me read the
Oh, sorry. It says sculpting in ZBrush made simple.
What is ZBrush?
I think it's a 3D software for people that want to sculpt instead of modeling your character.
Yeah.
So if you are trying to become a AAA artist, you need to know ZBrush, like when it comes to the 3D aspect. So I promote myself that I was a technical artist for this book, and
very good.
But it's also a good book. So.
All right, everybody. So if you're looking for ZBrush, that's the recommendation.
Yeah. So I know my stuff. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's your portfolio. Yeah. Well, again, the link is in the chat for the portfolio. So if you want to check out any of Rasmus's work, then there you go. There's the link. Again, please share it with anybody that you know who might be looking for a 3D artist.
Yep.
And there we go. So okay. So the next. Okay. So we are trying to do these. Yeah, that is some really impressive art, says Otter.
Oh, thank you. Unfortunately, nothing from this game is on my portfolio currently.
Nothing from this game. That's the spirit. Let me show the art. Continue. Get off. Whoa! Rating here. Look at this. We've got some. Oh. Wow.
So
really
it's a little
nice.
bit than that.
It's a huge variety. Oh, look at this. This is nice. That's disgusting. Squirrel. Yes. Look at this guy. Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah. So fleshy. Yeah, it's disgusting, Dyer. Really nice work. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah, this is some of these are really old. I think you can see when I published them
3 years ago.
Yeah, but like the mushroom guy, for example. I don't know why, but I really like him, like personally. So I don't
it's the
want to
mouth.
take
It's
him
the
down.
mouth. It's that sort of. He's got that grumpy mouth look, hasn't he? I like it.
Yeah, this was in like the stage where I was a fairly beginner, still in 3D, and I think.
4 months.
That Yeah, this is.
These are
this
good.
was actually. Yeah, I was asked to do a portfolio piece for a job application. They didn't want me. No,
Losers.
yeah, someone else got the job, but I was actually quite happy with the smaller environment. So
Very nice. Very nice.
I put it up. So yeah. I can do both characters and environment. I hope it shows in Dino Egg Death Racing at least. That was actually a competition.
Spiders, yeah,
so,
Diaprism, they're just spiders, you weirdos. All the bloody spiders.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an ant from the beginning, but after a while it seems like, because it's only have 6 legs, you know.
I didn't look that closely. I didn't want to look that closely. Nice. Well, there you go. So if you want to check out, if you know anybody who wants to hire a 3D artist, that's the quality you're going to get. Very nice. There you go. Bit of free promotion. Why not? Okay. So for the next show, we're trying to do these every 4 weeks, everybody. But if you're becoming a father, then any time you can spare, if you want to, if you need to take a break, don't worry. We can come back to this at any time. So you just let us know. I can always do a stream, and if you can just give us an update text-wise, and I can just tell people whatever.
So my plan is to try to get the next stream, and hopefully, if the baby doesn't come early, it should be childless.
Well, we can always do it. We can always do it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So,
but for me, what date?
Well, what's the due date?
6th of May.
Okay, so the next show should be the 25th of April.
Yeah, that probably works. Hopefully,
we'll pencil it. We'll pencil it in.
Yeah, and my actual goal right now, because as we already spoken quite a lot about when it comes to the marketing, the marketing is something that I take quite seriously. So I want to get a Steam page up, and that's my I want, because currently now I have Twitter on my private mail, and everything's like that, and I want to start to connect everything to more official email, and when it comes to the Steam profile, both so me and the other guy that is working on this game both have 100% access to everything, but also when it comes to the security aspects, and when you want to create a Discord, for example, you can sign it up with this mail. So you have both the safety net, but also start to actually get going with the marketing a little bit for real. So that's my main goal. So,
but you need the name first, don't you?
Yeah.
So realistically, I think the name needs to be decided by the next show, at least. Yeah. Because then the Steam page, again, you can't start that with that. So we definitely need to have a name sorted, and then maybe you start that Steam page by the next show. That's where we're looking at. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And probably I will continue creating assets for the tutorial level, because even if I'm happy at the current state, if I go here, for example, it's a little bit flat, but if we go here, it's even more.
Yeah, you need some,
it's nothing here. So it needs some polish and things like that.
What about code-wise? Is there anything that what's the developer's name? Can we share that? What's his name? How can we
yeah, his name is Martin or Martin, depending on
Martin. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Sorry, the Swedish.
You can go with Martin.
Martin. Okay, sorry. Okay, so does Martin have any code goals? Are you hoping to have something implemented by the next show? Do you know what he's working with time wise?
Yeah, so the last time we actually spoke was because it's a little bit unfair in the sense of I know he have never worked with games before. I have, and I know my field, and he knows codes, but he doesn't necessarily know
code. Yeah,
exactly. So he is in a learning curve. So everything he needs to implement takes a little bit longer time than for me that have done this now for 3-4 years.
Yeah, of course.
So it's it goes a little bit faster for me. But I was talking to him, and he's trying to not fix, but like polishing a little bit more on the car mechanics, and when it comes to get a more reliable shooting mechanic, and not in the sense of net coding. So chill down, everyone. No,
Yeah,
but
don't mention it.
yeah, but when it comes to actually have a functional shooting mechanics in the actual game, so you can try it out and you see if it's fun or not. Because I want to shoot from this little egg that flying off the side, but the problem with that is that you are getting your aim in an angle.
Yes.
So you need to do a little bit more math to have that instead of having like in front of you.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So we need to like, is it worth it, or should we just have like, you could just have it hover like straight over you, or
but you don't want to get in the way, do you? That's the thing. You don't want to get in the way of the view. I understand why you put it to the side.
Yeah, and so worst case scenario, I just going to like cut it off, because it's a fun, like it's going to be a fun weapon, because my end goal is that every time you change weapon, like the egg will. So if I go to the egg instead, so we can see it in the front view, like currently. Has like a little minigun on it.
Oh yeah.
and you know, every time you change weapon, it's just gonna change like the pipe, so you get like he is the weapon, or she or
they,
that. I don't know, but yeah, you know. But if the math is too problematic, unfortunately he will leave us.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like I said, for you it's cool, but people might not even notice if you just strap the gun to the front of the car.
You know, you could just put like two miniguns on the side.
It could be like a little. It could have a little seat to the behind the driver, and just sit to the left of the driver on a little platform, and just sit up there like that, like a little sidecar just at the back on a platform.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be pretty. You know, the maths is going to be a bit easier, I assume, because the angle is going to be way less.
Yeah, so it's depend. We both are a little bit lucky, because his younger brother, and it's my friend as well. He's like he have studied like I think 4 or 5 years. Only math on university, so he knows math.
Someone knows math. I don't know any.
So I will just send over and like figure this out.
Yeah,
just do it.
Okay, so we want to see. So by the next show, we're going to see a confirmed name. We're going to see the start of maybe a Steam page, or at least getting to the point where it's about to come out. So hopefully we can maybe share it on the next show, or at least be ready to share it in the show after. And then we want to see if you've made any progress with the shooting mechanics and the aiming. That'd be interesting to see. And that's it. I think that's a fair enough amount of stuff to be doing in 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's going. I'm actually, because I haven't asked him, so I don't know. But I'm.
Tell him, don't ask. Just tell him.
Yeah. But because that I'm going to become a father soon, I was thinking about maybe he should be the next person online. Only because then he can talk more about the actual code itself, so you can get more answers about that. But I'm like, I don't know if he wants to. All
you can do is ask. Again, don't, like I said, it's a huge. This is way more important than any stupid game. You know, becoming a father is serious business. So whatever there's no pressure. If you need to take a break for a few weeks, a couple of months, whatever, we can pause this here and come back. These VODs are always going to be here, and we can just continue. So don't worry about keeping up or having to get him. If he doesn't want to do it, it's no problem at all. We can just come back to it.
You never know. But luckily, like both my little brother, he got his first son this autumn, and my girlfriend's sister get her first son 1 year ago.
You guys, you need some more hobbies in Sweden.
Yeah,
there's not spare time.
So. But so if I'm a little bit lucky, we're going to have the same kind of baby that is going to sleep the most period of time. So I'm trying to like match it up there with the continue working on the game, because I really don't want to stop. Like if I need to, obviously I'm going to, but I think I can juggle them both.
Well, don't you Swedes put babies out in the snow? Isn't that something?
Yeah, we do.
live stream. We'll stream that. Babies in snow. We'll do live stream. Just a webcam on them to keep them safe.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's actually like not that unusual. I think because the air is quite clean in the winter time. So when you have a bunch of virus and bacteria flowing around, you have them sleep.
I love it.
Like obviously you're gonna have a blanket on it, like so it's not.
Oh yeah, you're not.
Cold,
you're not maniacs. You're not animals.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you don't put it in the snow. You're standing like in a cradle, like on a balcony or.
That's good of you. That's kind of you. That's kind of you, Swedes. That's nice. We'll at least give you a blanket and some wheels, all right? But then lock the door. Get out there. I love it. Okay, we'll see how it goes for the next show, but don't worry, everybody. We'll follow this. We'll pick this up wherever it needs to be picked up. I'll keep you updated either way, and if it means I have to come on and do a little solo update show for 15 minutes and just say what's happening, what you're doing, and if their Steam page comes up, I can share it. I can do that as well. Don't worry about that.
And I want to point out, like, I think I don't think in this kind of game development, because soon is summer here. So we are going to have a vacation as well, like and things like that. So I'm not that worried that it's going to affect maybe I don't going to put in like 30 hours a week on the game, but I probably still gonna fit in like 10 to 15 hours.
This is real life. This is the thing. This is what I love about this show. This is real life. This is why games get delayed and stuff happens, because when it's just one or two people, a small team working on the game, a delay. People have babies. Things happen in people's lives, and things get delayed. So it's important for people to see that it's okay to stop. It's okay to have a break. It's okay to continue after, or just do an hour a week if that's all you've got. People need to see this, because I think a lot of developers think that all the other developers are sitting there working 100-hour weeks, like totally solo, and they're making so much progress. How do they do it? It doesn't work like that. It's different for everybody. Hold on.
Yeah. Obviously, and I used
That's me.
Like from. I'm shooting myself in the foot so much right now, but I don't think it's going to I still think I'm gonna have quite a lot of time, because I don't play games or anything like that.
This guy.
And I don't go out and drink, and so
they do sleep a lot. They do sleep a lot of the first bit. You are right there. They do sleep in like 4-hour stints. You might be all right for a little while.
Yeah, I think it would be worse if I had a 2-year-old, to be honest.
It is.
Then I think it would be a much bigger problem.
It is. I'm in Canada. We do babies in snow too. There's not a sentence I thought I'd read out on the internet, but thank you, Otter. Your nut jobs as well.
I always say Canada is like big Sweden, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I've got a 6-year-old, and it's much easier now because she has a regular bedtime. Much easier. I will say though, my 6-year-old, again, off topic here, she's been learning Scratch. Okay, which
yeah. That's the best code.
Yeah, so she's got an iPad. She's actually just got a new one. Actually, it's very nice. I wish I had it. But she's been learning Scratch, and she actually made her own little, not a game. It was more of a video loop in Scratch. But she drew all her own characters. She drew the background, and then she recorded her voice of 2 people chasing each other, and then looped them. And then and I didn't know she was doing this. I was sat doing some important work at the PC, like I always am. And she was sat here behind me on my little table here. And she went, "Daddy, look at this," and brought it over. I had no idea what she was doing. And she went, I pressed play. And it was just like, "You're not going to catch me." And it was like, "Come here, you're not going to catch me." And it was just looping. I was so blown away. I was like, she's done all of that herself and recorded the voice. I couldn't believe it. So impressed. I'm so impressed. I will do a video of that and show you what she made. It's so good.
I only have one question of this, and that's why isn't she in the DevTales?
No, she's in bed. That's the only reason.
Okay.
But
she would have her own week.
Yeah, I need to see the scratch update. Come on, show me what you've been working on. But I was just so happy. I was so impressed. And again, being a father, that is one of the joys we see her young mind working and creating her own stuff. You know, I wasn't like watching over her going, oh, you should do that now. So it's very exciting to see, and I will show off what she created. I'll find the clip for next week, and I'll show you what she created if you want to see it. It's only a 10-second clip, but I was very impressed. I'm very happy. So yeah, she's ready to ship. Yeah, she's further along than you guys. I know that.
We're gonna have a hours video where you speak with her. It's like, have you marketing the game? You need to market the game. Like, how many times do you need to tell
How many people have you followed? I'll check. There's hope for the new generation. That needs focus. I'll back off. Yeah. So yeah, I was very excited about that. Anyway, so we'll catch up with you next month, Rasmus. And again, if it comes early, congratulations on the baby. If it doesn't, then you've got an extra week of sleep, so make the most of it. Next show will be next Thursday, where we are catching up with Otter Make Games in the chat there. So episode 2 of his development process will be that. And I have seen last month we didn't have any game footage to show you, but this month we do, and I've seen it. Very exciting. So Otter will be showing off his game. Again, we are early days here, but we'll be showing off some gameplay next week of Otter Make Games video game, which is very exciting. We'll be discussing how he's got on, what he said he was going to do, and I'm going to ask you all that question again. Do you remember what he said he was going to do? I've actually got notes, so I'll be checking.
Everyone is going to see the go back and watch the stream once more.
Or I'll give you clues. So again, these will all be in VODs. You can catch up. They'll be in a playlist on the channel to go and watch it. It's probably better on YouTube. It's easier to find than it is on Twitch. But yeah, again, so some of the things we need to cover are, so if you've got any work for Rasmus as a 3D artist, the link is in the chat. Go follow and check that out, and share it with anybody that you know is looking. The Twitter account is linked there. It's in the chat there. It's just gone past. So go and follow Rasmus on Twitter for the game. If you've got name suggestions, we have a couple of weeks before the name is finalised for Steam. So please put your name suggestions for the game. It is currently called Dino Egg Death Racing. We need to try and think an alternative for the racing part, or a whole new name. I mean, if you want to go crazy, go for it. But we're trying to keep that. We're trying to keep that four-word name if we can, possibly.
And if you have a better name, you send it over. And like, I don't know why, but the name for this game was the first thing that came up before I did anything else.
Yeah.
So it have room for improvement. But if I can't figure it out, probably something in the couple of 7 days or 14 days, I will probably just go with it, because
yeah, that's fair.
I don't know why I'm stressed about that part, but I feel like I want to have it.
You need to commit to it, don't you? But yeah, so everybody's got, we'll say a week. You've got a week to put your name suggestions in. Please do. Please send them in. Put them in the Discord if you like. We can pass them on. But that basically wraps up episode 2, game number 1, whatever. This is the second show of the first game, and that wraps up the show. Dino Egg Motor Deathmatch. Oh, okay, he's gone Deathmatch. Deathmatch is a good word.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, Dino Egg Motor Deathmatch. I think motor needs to change. Dino Egg something Deathmatch. Yeah, that's good. Aragorn, that was. Hello, Aragorn. Welcome along. That's a good name suggestion. It's on the list. But yeah, that wraps up the show, everybody. Oh, I'm going to get a million. Stop it. Dino Egg Engine Battles. Nice, okay. Moto. Dino Egg Moto Deathmatch. Oh, yeah, okay, Moto. We're getting somewhere.
I would, if something that when you shorten it, it would be nice if that also became a word. But now I might asking for too much.
You stop that. You go. Stop that. Go back in the snow. Stop that. Stop that nonsense. Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? If the I've forgotten words. I don't know, whatever the word is when you shorten an anagram, make a word. But yeah, anyway, okay. Stop sending them to me. Stop it. Send them to Rasmus on Twitter. Don't send them. Make sure you're following Rasmus on Twitter. Please send your thanks in chat for Rasmus for joining and sharing all the information from the last month. We really appreciate the updates. We really appreciate the honest updates. As you can see, it's not just plain sailing. It's not just simple things that you just solve. So yeah, he doesn't respond apparently.
Respond
to what? To what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, now I'm confused as well.
I'm not letting him respond. I'm doing all the talking here. All right.
Yeah.
You've met me. Come on, everybody. So yeah, we appreciate the time on Twitter.
On Twitter, I think I respond to everyone. I hope I do, at least. But I do want to point out that sometimes I don't get any notifications. Yeah, and then it can take one day, and then I have like 25, and I don't. I saw someone was writing earlier today that they just lost a couple of followers and things like that. I lost 20 in like 1 minute, and then I was like, okay.
That might just be the bots. That might just be the bots getting banned.
Yeah, probably.
And then but Twitter just lose the followers of people when Twitter bans them. Yeah,
still hurts.
Yeah, of course. I know. It hurts the numbers. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, please do so. I am closing in on 6,000 followers, and it's an arbitrary number. You know, it doesn't really matter. But when it's like 5,940 something, it's so close. So I don't know what I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure everybody follows me on Twitter, but just head to Video Game Reacts on Twitter. Go follow. I'm not going to link it because I'm not going to. But anyway. Thank you, Rasmus. Nice to talk to you again.
Thank you. Yeah, and it was an honor to be here. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you for coming on. And everybody, that wraps up the show. I hope you enjoyed this episode of DevTales. Woohoo! And join me next Thursday with Otter. Looking forward to it. Thank you. It was a great show. Thank you, Ductopus. Welcome along. I said welcome along. Did I say welcome to you earlier? I'm saying, yeah, I did. So I'll take that back. You're not welcome. Hello. Keep the names coming in. We'll see you Thursday. Oh, I joined at the end. You did. How am I saying that? F41NT13. Is that a name? How am I pronouncing that? But F4, you did join at the end, but the VOD will be up straight away, so you can catch up on the show and catch up all where we got to. Great show in progress. Thanks. Congrats on the baby. Yep, absolutely. Faint. There you go. It makes sense now. I'm blind. That is a younger name that I'm too young. I'm too old for those. Using numbers and names. I'm just sorry. But yeah, welcome, Faint. Hello. And sorry you've caught it at the end. But again, the VOD is available, so you can go back and check it all out. And check out last week's show if you missed that. So, Leet Speak. Yeah, Leet Speak. Yeah. Right. Good night, everybody. Take care. See you later, Rasmus.
Good night.